How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another video about what if Naruto was raised by the Sage of Six Paths. Now, you might be wondering, holy crap, we can see you. You're actually in the video. Yeah, I had a buddy of mine talk to me about it, and he was like, hey, why don't you just, show your face in the video to give people something to, watch instead of just listening? And I was like, fuck it, why not? I'm just kind of chilling in my car right now. It's been a hot minute since I last did a video. And I thought, why not? Let me move this a little bit. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to do a video before I head to bed. So, I'm back. So, where we last left off, it was part one of the time skip. Because I was doing videos about the time skip. So, in this video, of course, it takes place after the last one, so like a little recap. Naruto did some more training. He can use all the basic elements for the Rasengan, fire, lightning, water, so on and so forth. And Jiraiya, he also did the Sage Mode training to get better with the Sage Mode. This was all within the first year, mind you, because we still got 2 more years to go. So that's even more training Naruto gets. And he was training to use the Sage Mode. I'm not sure if I had Naruto perfect the Sage Mode yet, but with him and doing all the clones and everything else, I probably did. I can't really remember too well because it's been like 3-4 weeks, but I know Jiraiya was working on his Sage Mode too and perfecting that. So with that, where we last left off was Jiraiya getting some intel about 2 Akatsuki members heading to the village behind the water. I guess a village hidden behind the waterfall, because they have a Jinchuriki there, which, if y'all know, it's Fu. So, in the original anime, Fu, I believe, was already captured during the time skip. So, this will be interesting. So Jiraiya got this intel, and he sent it to the Hidden Leaf Village, to Tsunade. And in the letter, it explains what's going on. Some members of the Akatsuki are hunting down a Jinchuriki, and they're trying to stop him. And in it says, if she could get, a team together and meet him and Naruto. So, this would be the first time someone gets to see Naruto in over a year. So, of course, she's deciding, what team to put together. And the team that I decided on, it's gonna sound a little weird. It's gonna sound a little. I was really excited for this. But the team that I have her set up, she gives the call and the members end up showing up. First person that shows up is Zabuza, because Zabuza is alive and he's part of the village. So Zabuza is there with his big ass sword, ready for Lord Hokage. Yeah. I feel like Zabuza would kind of be like, what do you want? Or I feel like he would kind of be like a dick, but not so much of like, well, what? It's more of like, it's just his attitude of like, he's doing it, but he's not doing it to be a dick. He does it as of like, not affection, but of like, I can't think of the right term for it, but you know what I mean. So he's just, Lord Hokage, you summoned me. What is it? I was busy. Because that's just him. And she tells him, I got a mission that I'm going to have you go on with some of, you're going to have your own team. Because he's basically a Jonin. So it's like, she tells him I want you to truly prove yourself to this village. I understand that you've, been a part of this village for, not too long, but I want to see if, because I was told by Kakashi about your skills. And of course, he's, Kakashi, still need to kick his ass one day, but, almost like, he's just kind of messing around. I feel like after Zabuza would kind of chill out a bit and like live in the village, he would, in my opinion, I feel like he would have that attitude of being like an asshole, but the playful asshole, where they're a dick, but it's not like they're doing it to be mean. They're doing it just to screw with you. And I feel like that's what Zabuza would kind of be. after a while. So, of course, he's just, all right. I mean, I'm getting paid, right? And then she tells him, well, I mean, you live here. You were a missing nin for a different village. He's just, fair enough. So since I'm the Jonin, who am I taking? His team, and she tells them, come in, and it's 2 people, Haku and Karin. So both Haku and Karin kind of walk in, and Zabuza, just, oh, Haku, it's good to see you again. Haku looks at him, it's good to see you too, Zabuza. And Karin is just, this is my first mission being part of the village. She's kind of, oh my god. And she was given the basic rundown of, they were both given the basic rundown of meet up with Jiraiya and Naruto. Excuse me. Now, Zabuza does bring up the fact, though, hang on, Lady Tsunade, or Lady Hokage, why is there only 2 people here? And her thing is, well, since Jiraiya, who is a Sannin, is going to be there, and Naruto is going to be there, I feel like, you 3 with them 2 should definitely be enough. Because, in her mind, she's thinking, with what Jiraiya's letter said and how much training Naruto's done, this should be a cakewalk. Should. And Karin, though, is just, oh, was I not supposed to tell anybody else about that? And Tsunade kind of looks at her and just, what do you mean? And then here comes Sakura bursting in, Lady Tsunade, and it just, what is it, Sakura? What's going on? And Sakura says, I want to be part of the, Karin told me about this mission. I want to be on this mission too. Zabuza kind of looking at her, it's just, you were that pink-haired kid that was with Naruto. Not, he doesn't know about the whole, them 2 being together. And it's like, yeah, you were really annoying. That's what Zabuza's kind of thinking. Haku, he's kind of standing there, and he's just kind of, he's indifferent to it. He's thinking, it'd be cool to see Naruto again. Karin, it's just, yeah, I'm sorry, I told her. And, Sakura says, I want to be part of the mission because, to be honest, I want to see Naruto. It's been a year. I want to see him. And, Tsunade, though, is just, I mean, they've kind of got this covered. It's more so a reconnaissance mission, and they are to avoid conflict. And Sakura brings up, well, I mean, you have been training, Karin and I to be, medical ninja. But with the amount of skills we have right now, wouldn't it be more beneficial if... She's bringing up a good point. She's trying to say anything she can to go, because she want to see Naruto. That's her thing. She just want to see Naruto because she miss him. That's her boyfriend at this point in my story. They together. So Sakura just really wants to see him. And Tsunade's thinking about it, and she's just, I don't know. And Karin, retorts, I think Sakura's right. Both her and I, we've trained for a year under you, but it hasn't been, a lot. And yeah, that Naruto clone is here too, but I'm pretty sure Naruto would rather the clone stay here and keep training. I believe the clone was still there. And the clone still looks the same. So yeah, even though the clone being there, to Sakura, that's not Naruto. That's just his shadow clone from when he was a year younger. And so Tsunade's thinking about it, and she decides, all right, Sakura, you can go too. You'll be, I guess you'll be, the 3rd team member. So, Zabuza, though, is just, great. Honestly, I was kind of hoping to get some peace and quiet with Haku, but now I got two loudmouths. So, they end up, getting ready, and they head off for the mission. Excuse me, my nose has been kind of bugging me. It's been bugging me through all my videos, apparently. So during the mission, as they're on the way there, Karin kind of brings something up. No, excuse me, let me go back a little bit. Before that, Zabuza, he's kind of talking to Haku. They're kind of catching up a little bit. Zabuza brings up the fact that, so who's that blue-haired girl you've been talking to, Haku? And Haku kind of blushes a bit, and he's just, we're just friends. Just getting a little banter between them. And Zabuza kind of looks at Kari and he says, so, what exactly is your deal with Naruto? And she says, well, I guess he's, at this point, kind of my brother, maybe? We're cousins because we're both Uzumaki, but I was basically adopted by Jiraiya. Since, the whole thing I described, what happened to her village in one of the parts. So, they just kind of start talking about Naruto, and they're all kind of getting to know each other a little better. So after a while, of course, the banter kind of gets done, and they finally end up getting to the rendezvous point, and Jiraiya's there. Jiraiya, though, is just, so this is my team she sent. Fair enough. Zabuza, I know you're quite a skilled ninja. He shows that Zabuza, he's just, I'd say Zabuza extended his hand to shake Jiraiya's hand, because it's like, this is a signing. So he's, it's a pleasure to work with you. I'm pretty sure Zabuza would probably do something like that. And Jiraiya, likewise. And you see Sakura, and he's, oh, hey Sakura, good to see you too. And it's, hello Karin, it's good to see you too. And who are you? And Zabuza, well, that's Haku. He's my son. He's put that in there a little bit. And Haku kind of looks at him, and he's just, you kind of get a little smile on Haku. And Jiraiya was just great. I know that Karin and Sakura, you two have been training under Tsunade, so that's good medical ninjutsu right there. I know you're pretty strong, Zabuza. And Haku, and they explain what Haku can do, and Jiraiya, though, oh wow. So we even got someone with the Kekkei Genkai with us right now. That's awesome. This will be good. So, enough banter. We need to head to the village and kind of do some reconnaissance. Sakura brings up, though, is like, hey, where's Naruto? And Jiraiya, though, is just, yeah, about that. Naruto was supposed to be, hey, look, a train. How nice. He says that, Naruto, I'm having Naruto stay. He was supposed to come to the mission with us, but I had him stay back and do some more training. Sakura, you might know, possibly, but in case you don't, some stuff had happened with Naruto's arm. I think Sakura knows. I think most of them know about it, since he got his new arm. But he was doing some training with that arm of his. Zabuza, though, was kind of like, his arm. Let's see, both him and Haku were kind of confused, like, what was going on with Naruto's arm? And I'm pretty sure Karin knows, too. So both Karin and Sakura, Sakura's upset, because, like, I wanted to see Naruto. Karin's a little upset, because, like, I was kind of hoping to see, my brother again, but that's fine. Now, we're going to get to the mission. So, Kakashi, Zabuza's asking Jiraiya, and he's telling him, so what can you tell me about these enemy ninja that we're going against? And he says, I don't know too much right now, but my sources tell me that their names are Hidan and Kakazu. That's about as much as I know. Like, there's been no combat that we've been able to observe from them, but we were able to get their names. We'll say they probably stopped at a bar somewhere or something, and they were able to pick up the names from there. And, they probably got some info on the bingo books, possibly. But I don't think really anyone knows how these people fight yet. Because I do know in the anime, Hidan did get the upper hand on Asuma. So, I'm going to say for the sake of my story right now, they don't really know how they fight. So, they just got the name. And Jiraiya's explaining, we need to make sure they don't get this Jinchuriki. Because, Naruto also was really kind of adamant that we keep whoever this is safe. So, they're going to the village. When they get to the village, that village is in flames. They were already there, and they got food. So, everybody kind of runs to the village. They're freaking out. It's like, oh, we were too late. And they see, we'll say like one of the village elders are on the ground somewhere just gasping for air. And just wondering, why did they have to kill us? Why couldn't they have just take her and, be done with it? Because I do know, if I'm correct, in that village, they treated Fu pretty bad. If I'm correct, they hated her. Because I know a lot of the Jinchuriki get treated pretty bad. I know Gaara's treatment did change a little bit because he became the Kage of the sand. And for the village hidden in the cloud, they fucking love their Jinchuriki. But I know this village, if I'm correct though, because I think I was reading about that. I was reading that they treated her bad. So with them taking her, taking Fu, the village was okay with it. It's like, hey, yeah, sure. But Hidan and Kakuzu though were just to be safe, we're going to slaughter all of you. I mean, what are you going to do about it? So, Jiraiya's talking to them, and maybe some people might be alive here or there. And, what was that car? And, they say, what happened? Where's your Jinchuriki? And, the elder is just like, great, someone else that wants that damn girl. And I say he probably gets a little bit of info out of him. They're saying, they took her to the area where the Gedomaza statue, that's what it was called. Whatever the statue was called that they were putting all the tail beasts into. So, they figure out, okay, well, we need to head over there. And I'd say it takes them some time to get there. And by the time they get there, and I'm going to say, they don't know that they had some spies on them. So, the defenses they probably have set up, there's probably not much there, since they did slaughter. As far as they're aware of, we killed everybody in that village. So Hidan and Kakuzu, they're confident that everybody's dead. And so by the time they get there, I'm going to say they probably have like half of the tail beast taken out of Fu. Now, the only two that are there at the moment, though, are Hidan and Kakuzu. Like, the other ones, I can't remember how they did it, but they were there, but they weren't there. So they're taken out to the Seven Tail, and that's when, this huge-ass team of ninjas shows up. You got Asani, and you got a member of the, the Seven Swordsmen, but they don't know how Hidan and Kakuzu fight. So, Kakuzu, he's kind of standing there, and I'm going to say even with him, like, because I know he can do the whole, he has his, like, ninja wire, and they can, like, enter your body and steal your heart. It's really weird. And I know Hidan, he's, the one who killed Asuma. He can do that thing if he gets some of your blood. So I'm going to say the first one that tries to fight is Hidan. And I'm going to say he's going to straight up try to go for Jiraiya. Kakuzu, though, is probably going to say, that's probably a bad idea. Go for the weaker ones first. Hidan, though, is just, this is my chance to kill Asani. I'm going to take it. I don't think it's going to go very well. It's because in the anime, it took pain to kill Jiraiya. And that was Jiraiya by himself. And for damn sure, pain is stronger than every member of the Akatsuki except Obito. So, I'm going to say, with everybody fighting, both Hidan and Kakuzu are both there, trying to, well, I say Hidan, Kakuzu was trying to keep, the whole ritual thing going. I think you need someone actually there actively, possibly. I can't remember. Because it's been a long time since I watched Naruto, but we'll just say, the thing's still going on in the background while they're all fighting. And I'm saying everybody, they're listening to what Jiraiya says. Jiraiya's explaining, how to fight and what to do. And after a whole minute of fighting, Jiraiya's kind of like, we're getting nowhere. Zabuza. And first off, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and Jiraiya makes a clone, and then he tells Zabuza, just work on my clone, keep them busy. Everybody, keep them busy a whole minute. And I'm going to say, Haku even puts up his mirrors. And I'm going to say, with his mirrors, he traps Kakuzu in the mirrors. Now, I don't think he'd be able to do too much against Kakuzu, because I think he was pretty strong. But he's there as like they just keeping him away at the moment. Excuse me. So Haku's doing like, little bits, like basically like chip damage onto Kakuzu. While Hidan, he's just, all he needs is a single hit on somebody. That's it. Like, that's all I need is one hit on one of you, and then you're dead. In the meantime, the Jiraiya clone is there fighting, and Jiraiya, he's getting his Sage Mode ready. And I'm pretty sure with Jiraiya, he's probably studying, wondering what they're doing, and he's noticing, like, it seems like with Hidan, is that Kakuzu's already trapped in the, the ice mirrors and stuff. Hidan is trying to get any hit that he can get. It's really weird. It's almost like he's not trying to, like, fight to kill, but he's just, like, he just wants to scratch. And Jiraiya's paying attention to that. But in the meantime, this fight's basically over, because Jiraiya, Sage Mode. And when he comes in, it's just a stomp. Like, he beats the ever-living crap out of Hidan. Like, he ain't getting a hit on him. Like, Sage Mode increases your abilities quite a bit. So, he gets his ass handed to him. Saying Jiraiya getting, the fire style, Rasengan, and he's just going ham. Like probably some sage ninjutsu. I'm not too sure, like, about, I need to read more about it again, because it's been a while since I've watched Naruto, but for the most part, Jiraiya whoops their ass. And I'm going to say, at this point, with both of them, they got to retreat. Hidan and Kakuzu got to retreat. And it's just, well, damn, we weren't able to get, the full extraction. So I'm going to say, the main mission, though, was to get Fu. So, the two of them, they managed to retreat. And, with everybody else seeing how strong Jiraiya was just now, and it just kind of blows their mind of like, this was amazing. This is Naruto's teacher. And Sakura's probably, she's thinking, how strong is Naruto going to get after seeing, Jiraiya? Now, they save Fu. And I said half of her tailed beast was extracted. But, I mean, with the statue, if you really think about it, you don't need the whole tailed beast. Because when they did the whole thing because I know they didn't get all of the 8-tail, and they definitely didn't get all of Kurama, if I'm correct. So I'm just gonna say, they got half, enough to where that's all they need. But, of course, the chakra will be able to rebuild, and she'll have her whole, all of her abilities and stuff back. So, she kind of wakes up, and they give her the rundown of what happened, and, she thanks them. She's also about, Jiraiya tells her, your village is gone. Like, they completely destroyed your village. There's no coming back from that. And he brings up, like, you could always come to the Leaf Village. And, like, no matter what you say, though, we're going to have to keep an eye on you to make sure they don't come back. Because they don't know if the Akatsuki are going to come back for him. Because they're not aware of, what the statue and everything is for, like, how that all works. So I'm going to say she decides, I don't know who you all are, but, you saved my life. So I guess I can go ahead and go with y'all. It's a job well done. But Jiraiya does bring up something. He says, I could use your help with something. She tells him, well, sure, anything. Y'all, you all just saved my life. And he brings up the fact that I know I am training the container of the Nine Tails. And I was wondering if there's anything you could possibly help him with, regards to training. And she brings up the fact that, well, I mean, At the moment, I'm, kind of tired. I need a rest. And of course, he says, well, yeah, of course. But she brings up the fact that she's in perfect harmony with her tailed beast. Jiraiya's, hearing that is just, that's good. Like, this is you think you could teach, Naruto. And you're like, oh, that's his name? I mean, like I said, I'd do anything since you all saved my life. So, it's a job well done. Zabuza and all of them kind of head back to the village. And I say Jiraiya, writes a note and gives it to Zabuza. They do go back to the village. I'm going to say Tsunade's a little upset with the fact that, okay, the girl's going to become part of the village. The girl, Fu, what's her name? She'll become part of the village. It's the fact that she's not here right now. I'd prefer it if she was here. But she's not. And there's not much that Tsunade can do about that at the moment. So Fu is going to be helping Naruto with more training with Kurama. Since, Naruto and Kurama are, like I said, they're a lot friendlier towards each other, mostly because of the Sage. Now, we're not getting, perfect Jinchuriki Naruto anytime soon. But it'll be sooner than it was in the original story. So, the part, it basically ends with Fu and Jiraiya both going to Mount Miyaboku, and everybody else headed back to the village. And then, Sakura and Karin are kind of said they didn't get to see Naruto. But, it's a job well done. The mission was a success. Even though we still don't know what the Akatsuki were doing. And I'd say they probably explained to Tsunade that they were doing something to her that involved her tailed beast, if possibly extracting it. And that's really it for this part. So, not too much happened, but it's more just explaining some more stuff for what will happen in the future. So, and it was, a weird little team up. I guess not much really came out of it, since I really got to watch Naruto again, because I've only ever really seen the Hidan fight with Asuma. I've never seen Kakazu fight. I haven't watched all of Naruto Shippuden. I really need to. I've watched all of Naruto multiple times. Currently watching Boruto. I'm caught up with that. But Shippuden, I have not finished. Honestly, with how much of Shippuden I have watched, the most of Shippuden I think I've watched, honestly, it was filler. Because it was the whole thing with that kid, Sora, who has part of the Kurama's, he has some of Kurama's chakra. Which, I'm going to say this now, it's a spoiler, I am involving that in this story. It comes into play later on. When I was younger, I actually enjoyed watching that. I thought that was kind of cool. But that's going to actually be part of the story. That dork. But I need to watch Shippuden again. So, any of you, watching, thank you for watching. This has been What If Naruto Was Raised by a Sage of Six Paths. Even though Naruto wasn't really in this part. Because like I said, it's just a time skip. It was more so, I guess there's more explaining. So, yeah, like I said, these parts you can skip if you want to. But, yeah, it's basically for this part, so catch you later.